Okay, Lori George here again. Let's get started with how to work with pictures. I've already opened up the publisher file that we were working on earlier, and I've removed the little man. I just deleted him. I want to show you how to put him in there after having worked with pictures. We're going to insert, online pictures, and we're going to find our little man again. You remember what we typed in? Right, vision. That'll take us to our little guy again. He's pretty close to the top here. Okay. Clicked on him, now insert. There he is. Now you see all the white space behind him. That's what we want to remove. It makes it easier to work with the photos. So we right clicked, chose copy. Go to your home tab to find your clipboard, just to make sure that it's been pasted. Yes, and it's in the publisher file, the one we're working in right now. We can go ahead and close that. And we can minimize our screen, because in order to work with pictures you have to open a Word file. I don't know why, but you cannot remove the background in Publisher, or if you can, I haven't found a way to do it. But the really fantastic thing about Publisher and Word is that when you copy something to the clipboard in Publisher, you can find it in Word. So we go to the clipboard in the Home tab on Word, and there's our little guy from Publisher. So click on him, it'll throw him into the workspace. Let's make him a little bit smaller. We don't have a worktop to work with in Word like we do in Publisher, so we have to work on the page. And I don't know what this little icon is, but I found that I cannot work with the pictures unless I click on this one square here and then exit. Then I'm able to move him around the page. Otherwise, I cannot get him to budge. Go up to your picture tools, because we're working with a picture. Go over to the far left and click remove background. That looks kind of funny. You're going to drag the corner all the way up. You're going to drag that corner to the left all the way down. So you're covering all the space you want removed. Click outside the box and it's removed. So we're going to click on that, right click, and then we're going to copy. Sometimes I've got to go through all of this box clicking to be able to copy. If you find a better way, use it. But this is how I've found to do it. Sometimes the copy will be highlighted, sometimes it won't, or dark, not highlighted. Sometimes you just have to try over and over again. There it is. The copy is dark. So after you right click copy, and you see the little guy is there in Word instead of just in Publisher. So we can go ahead and get rid of the Publisher one because he has the white background. Let's delete it. Now, Word and Publisher seem to be interchangeable. They have been for me. So we can minimize this screen and go back to Publisher, and we'll find our guy from Word on the Publisher clipboard. That is so awesome. I just don't understand why it's not possible to remove the background in Publisher. I'm sure there's a way. I just haven't found it. So we don't need this guy anymore with his background. Let's make sure the other one's there before we get rid of him. Yes, he's there in Word. So let's go over here to this guy in Publisher and just delete it. Let's click on this guy in Word and throw him into our screen. There he is. Now, isn't that awesome? We don't need that anymore. We could use the space. Now you'll notice that he's facing the wrong way again. He's facing to the right. I want him to face toward the center of the page, so I have to turn him left. Go to your picture tools. Excuse me. And you're going to flip him. There he is. Make him whatever size you want. We're going to do something really special with him today. Let's move him over to where he was. We're going to highlight the word vision. Uh-oh, but it moved our heading there. So we have to go up to picture tools. And we're going to have to send the little guy toward the back. Sometimes we can just send backwards and that works. Sometimes we have to go all the way to the back. It didn't change our header, so we have to go back up and send him all the way to the back. There it is. Isn't that cool? I'm showing you the workspace all around this publisher page, and it goes on for quite a distance, all around from side to side, the top and the bottom. You can clip or you can paste all the articles that you receive for whenever you're ready to place them in the Golden Scholar. You can put your references on the side. It's a fantastic workspace. Use it however you like and whatever works best for you. We're going to do another picture here. Let's do an apple. I like this apple because it has a shadow or a reflection. And I had some difficulty working with it, so I want to show you how to do it. Just move it off to our workspace. Let's get some more space here. First, we're going to copy and paste it to the clipboard because we don't want that reflection there. And like I say, sometimes you're going to have to try it over and over until copy is dark enough to click it. Okay. Let's go back over and check to see if it pasted to our clipboard before we go any farther. We're on the Home tab. There it is in Publisher. So now we can minimize this Publisher and go back to Word, where it should be waiting for us at the clipboard. Don't mind those touches up there. That's on my facilitator screen. Okay, we're back in Word. You see the W up there. There's our Publisher apple. Okay, since we're working with the apple, we don't need the little guy anymore. We can go ahead and delete him. Let's throw our apple onto the page. Let's make it a little bit smaller so we don't have to scroll so much. Let's click that funny looking icon. I don't know what that is. Exit out. Let's move him over. Go to your picture tools. Go over to the far left and remove the background. Okay, I want the leaf. I really like that leaf, but I do not want all this reflection area, so I'm going to pull it up to the corner corner so that I can grab the leaf. I'm going to pull this one off to the side, and then I want to pull it up just underneath the bottom of the apple. Click outside, and voila! The background's removed and we don't have a reflection. Now let's go through the copy-paste again. Sometimes we can do it right away, sometimes it takes a few times. Sometimes we have to click that funny looking box. Just keep working with it. Once you're able to copy and paste, you'll find your apple in Word. And like I told you earlier, I was not trained to do this. These are all ways that I've found to do it. I'm sure there must be an easier way, but this is what's worked for me. Still no ability to copy. Let's see, one more time maybe. May have to click him again. There it is. We right clicked and now we can copy. There it is, thrown over to the clipboard in Word. We don't need Publisher anymore with that apple, so we can delete that one. So let's minimize this screen. And go back to Publisher. Don't mind that up there that I'm doing. That's on my screen, not yours. Okay, we're in Publisher now. There's our apple from Word. Throw it onto your workspace. There it is. And it just free floats. We can go ahead and close this. Pull it off to your workspace. Isn't that beautiful? As you work with your pictures more, you'll even discover more things you can do with it. Now we want to put our citation in. We want to give credit to those photos that we've taken from office.com. We want to insert a text box. We can put it anywhere we want while we're working with it. Since the photos are small, our citations or our text boxes will be small. We want our word to be centered in the text box. We always want to use the same style of font. I use Times New Roman. It should be at the top, but it wasn't, because I've opened it again since we worked. We have to use a small font. We'll start with a 6. We may have to make it larger. And we want to use a color that's not so dark that it takes away from the photo. One that kind of matches. So let's go light. That looks awfully small. Let's give it a try. Office.com 2013. That's where we got those photos. Highlight it. Let's see if we can grow it a little bit bigger. But not too big. 7 is still small. 8 may work. It just looks light on this blue background. You see that little knob up there? That's like a doorknob. It turns. We're going to turn it. All you have to do is hold down your mouse and turn it. We're going to drag it over there right next to the magnifying man. Let's make it a little smaller first. Okay, we're going to drag it all the way over here by him. We want it as close to the text box as we can get it without overlapping, because the citations, they have to be visible. They can't be hindered from view. As long as we can see them at size 100%, they should be fine. We have to have our reference. Okay. That's legible. Okay. I see we still have that apple there. Let's get rid of it. We don't need that one. Okay, let's move our screen over. Now we need a citation for our theme picture. We want to kind of match that because we have a lot of text around it. Insert a text box. You can work off the work in the workspace there. Remember, it doesn't have to be very large. We want the text centered. We go to the Home tab, the center, change our font to Times New Roman, decrease our font size. We already found that 6 was too small. We'll go with 8. We want a color that's not going to take away. White would stand out too much and draw attention away from the photo, so let's go with a medium blue. Office.com 2013. Against that blue, this will really stand out. Let's decrease the box size. Turn your knob. Well, let's go ahead and just move it up here and see what happens. Is it going to be okay up there? We have to make sure that all the letters and the year for the reference is showing. Let's move it down just a little and over. Well, let's move it down here. We can't get it caught in the clouds because then it won't be visible. Okay, let's see. Let's see the larger picture at 100%. Yeah, that's visible. But do I like it there? I don't know. It competes with the word vision. I don't really like it there. Do you? I think we'll move it. It doesn't really go there. Let's turn it and see if we can get it off to the side in the far right corner. I wonder what that will look like. Way up at the top, but still within view. I don't know. That's awfully close to the January 2014. Let's make it a different color. A little bit darker so it doesn't stand out so much. That looks good. Let's see. Let's zoom in. Well, that would work. But I don't think I like it there. Let's zoom back out. When you're trying to draw focus to a thing, you don't want anything to compete with it. I think I'll keep it there for now. Let's insert a text box for this apple for a reference. Really, you'll get the hang of this in no time at all. Okay, Home tab, center your text. Always Times New Roman. You may find something different. Decrease the font size. We found that 8 works. We want something to match the apple or the leaf. Let's see if we can find one. It's not too obvious. That one's a little dark. That one will work. Let's use that. Again, office.com 2013. Decrease your box size. course, we're not using this Apple right now, but I'm just showing you. You want your reference or citation as close to the photo as you can get it, not way down at the bottom of the page. In an advertisement, it would be different, but there will be so many photos in this newsletter that you want to go ahead and get your references as close to the photo as you can. Let's decrease the page. Don't pay any attention to what I'm doing there. That's on my side. Okay, now I want to show you an older newsletter issue. I want to show you about staggering. How to stagger your pages so that the reader doesn't become bored. You'll notice on some pages I have all the articles going horizontally. And then sometimes I have them mixed on a page, horizontal and vertical. Horizontal for one, vertical for two. That way you keep things shaking. Nobody gets really bored with reading your newsletter. And in some issues of the newsletter, I had some people that kind of went over their word limit, so they took up a whole page. I had to do a whole page horizontally, which wasn't really happy about, but that just happens. And then if you'll look on page 5, let's see, I'm going to go ahead and get rid of that. We'll go page by page. Let me decrease so that you can get a full page on the screen. Okay. You notice how this one is horizontal and vertical, and then with a little something on the corner to even it out. Page 2, 2 verticals. Sometimes you have to fill space with little quotes that you can put into text box. Page 3 is a full article, all horizontal. I even had to decrease the font size. I don't like to do that. 2 verticals and a text box. Page 5 had this chart, so I couldn't really go vertical with it. 2 horizontals and a little text box to fill in some space. Full horizontal. Two verticals and 2 text boxes. One text box I put with a outline, one I didn't. Full horizontal. This page has links, and I'll show you how to do that. But in this session, I'm not going to show you how to link out of the PDF. I'll show you how to do something different. Since you're just starting, I'm sure that you will figure out how to link outside if you don't already know. Most people do know. I didn't know. We have our art and poetry form. This is one from Heather. This was really fun putting together. That's Heather's dish in the side, the lower left, and it was beautiful, and I wanted to complement it with others. And so 1, 2, 3, I do the triangle to balance out the page, especially on an article like this. You see the references? Okay. Always put your contact information in, because we have new people, new members all the time, and they don't always know this information. Always list your meetings. That keeps attendance up. And then page 13 begins the references. I believe that this one was 15 pages long. I had 3 pages of references. You notice this one has references continued on the top, and so does page 15. It's not necessary for you to do that, but I do that. And the fantastic thing about a PDF on the references page is that all of them are linked. Unless, of course, you have your own personal photo that you've uploaded from your computer, and that would just be yours. It wouldn't be linked to a website. Okay, but you can basically see how these are staggered. One page is different from the one that follows or that is previous to it. Let me make it smaller, all these little pages. I'll reduce the page thumbnails. And then I want to take a snapshot so that you can get a quick view. That's what I'm doing. You can't see what I'm seeing, but I'm taking a snapshot of these little thumbnails. In just a moment, we'll go back to the publisher page. Okay, we're back to the publisher page, and I want to show you how to link. What should we link? Since vision is our main theme, let's link the word vision. All we have to do, well, here I'm showing you my references to make sure that you have that, because that's so important. Do I want to link the president's message instead? Since it's on page 1, what if it overflows and has to be on page 3 or 4? I'll stay with vision. Let me highlight that. Since I'm going to insert a link, I go to the Insert tab. Insert a link. I want it to hyperlink. I can either link out here or inside the document. It'll take the reader to a place in the document. That's what I want. Let's hyperlink. Click it. I want to link to a place in this document. Click that. What page do I want to link to? I don't know. I don't have any content on the others, but let's just say page 4. Okay. I don't like the color of that link, nor do I like the underline, so let's highlight it. If I click the underline button again, it'll un-underline it. Is that a word? I didn't like the color either. And since it's a link, it needs to be, we need to alert the reader that something's different about this word, so it has to be a different color. That one's a little dark, but it does match the text box on the left. I think that'll balance it out. I wonder if I ought to do the question mark too, but for now let's test the link. It says to push Control and click. Oh, there we are on page 4. Our link works. Let's go back to page 1. Let's do that again. Push Control and click. Left click. There we are again. Let's go back to page 1. save our link. File. Save. We already saved it. Now when I get all finished, I want to save it as a PDF. I push save or file, save as, same path, computer, my documents, and it is a publisher file, same one. I don't know why it's not showing you the drop down, but it does drop down. The PDF is about in the middle of the page. And click save, and it will alert you. Now let's read this. The January 2014 Golden Scholar already exists. Do you want to replace it? Well, yes, we do. We've inserted a link and we want to save that. So let's replace that one. Now our older version isn't there anymore. We have the new version. Our PDF should be coming up. This is what the readers will see. Let's go over to our thumbnails. Okay, there's page 1. Will the reader be able to link? Look there, the link works. Takes us right to page 4. See that? Let's do that again. I'm just doing something on my side there. Okay, let's go back to publisher. We checked our link and it works. Let's try it again. No, let's not. We've done that enough. I'm just doing something on my side. I hope you've enjoyed this. Have fun creating the new Golden Scholar newsletter. Bye-bye.